I wanted to show you how I scan my negatives, just as an FYI. This is a Epson V800, and this is the main settings view. So I have this set up as transparency unit with film area guide. I use this because it works with bigger negatives. You can capture like 8x10 on there by using that. I select black and white negative, but I am scanning in color. On a 5x7 I use 1200 dpi. This one is a 4x5, so I'll scan it at 1500. I'll go in here and rename this. I'm just going to do a name for right now. I'll go in and add the full name on this one. And I'll select the folder I want it to go in. I have already preset folders. I don't know why I can't move this. But I have a original glass negative, original scans, and I have a miscellaneous glass negatives. And this is just one negative that I ordered, so I'm putting it in the category miscellaneous. So I'm going to delete that selection and then do a preview. Okay, so here's the image that this is a new glass negative. You see how when I make this marquee selection, it kind of gets washed out. I'm going to try to go in as close in as I can without losing any image. That does help. I wish I could, just lock it in place and then move the marquee selection, but you can't do that. So here's where I would go into advanced settings, and I think I talked to you about white areas. I would knock this back some, and a little bit of the brightness, knock that back some. And it's not perfect, but I don't need it to be perfect because I can take it into Photoshop and then get the adjust the photograph the way I want it. I'm going to scan this, but I'm going to cut this video off right here, and I will show you how I make an action to take it from TIFF to JPEG and save it in a different folder. Photograph in Photoshop, and now I'm going to make an action to reduce the resolution and save it as a JPEG. You can see here, I don't know how well you can see this, but I created two previously. Actually, I can delete these because they're no longer needed. You can't make one at one time and that's it, because this action is made specific to a folder that I'm going to save it into. So I have to do this each time. And actually, on just one negative, I wouldn't even make an action. I would just do it. But when I have, sometimes I have hundreds of negatives that are from the same seller, and by making a action for this, it saves a lot of time. So here I just click on the add button, and I'll just call this reduce. I'm recording now, so the first thing I'm going to do is desaturate. I just used key commands, Command, Shift, and U, and that desaturated it. This didn't have color really in it, but some of them do. Some do, and so this is what I always do. Then I go into image size, and I'm going to reduce this from 1600. Let's try 800. Let's go 850. I'm going to go to 850, okay. And now I'm going to save a copy, and it's going to go into, I have a glass negatives crop folder, so this is all the negatives that are cropped. So the first folder was for original scans. Those are the TIFF files. This is for the JPEG files. Okay, so I have an overall folder that says glass negatives cropped. And down here somewhere I have one that's miscellaneous negatives. So that's where I'm going to save it to. I'm going to make it a JPEG. I say save. And then I'm going to close this out. I'm not going to save this. It's the original TIFF. I'm not saving it. And then I stop the recording. And so now any other ones that I scan, I just open it up after the TIFF file is created. I just open it up, press on this button, and it's done. It's desaturated. The resolution is lowered. It's saved as a JPEG. The original file is closed out without saving it, and it's all done. It's fantastic. This action is such a time saver.